Hello everyone, here's Lacrima. In today's artist interview, we will meet Zoe, also known on Twitter as Let Zoe Spoil You Art. She's a traditional artist and author of the book Song of the Night. But before we start with the interview, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can be sure to be up to date on new video uploads. Thank you for your support and have much fun with the interview.
Hello, this is Lizzie, which is basically short for Let Zoe Spoil You, and my art channel, Let Zoe Spoil You Arts.
Where are you from?
I'm from the UK, England, in the lovely World Heritage Site Bath Spa.
What's behind your artist name?
My artist name is basically, I've always called myself Let Zoe Spoil You from old days of having Tumblr, even before Tumblr, when you had LiveJournal, and I used to fan blog and have spoilers for all the TV shows I used to watch and all the anime and manga I read, and I was just, spoilers were everything to me. And then when I created an art account, because I got more invested in my art, I just added the arts to it so that the people who wanted to follow my art only stuff, separate from my TV fangirling and my authoring, could see my art specific world.
How would you describe your art and style?
It's hard to describe my art style because I have various ones. As I was heavily influenced by anime manga, then you can definitely see that in my drawing work, I like to do manga style drawing with heavy shading, but I also really like horror, so I do a lot of abstract art, horror. I love acrylic paint and experimenting with new media such as spray paint, charcoal, like oil pastel, everything. So I also enjoy putting together mixed media pieces, and when I'm feeling particularly in my element, I will combine everything with mixed media abstract backgrounds that either contain elements of my horror art, or I use for character pieces for anime and manga, or I just basically use to explore all the themes that I enjoy and draw all the things I love. There's a lot of art with like tentacles, from not only loving a bit of Lovecraft but also really loving under the sea creatures and monster boys and all kinds of weird things. So yeah, I would say it's a bit of a melting pot of anime, manga, Lovecraftian, horror, abstract, but also really bright and colourful since I love neon spray paint.
What do you aim to express with your work?
I aim to express via my art all the things that go on inside my brain, all my loves, my passions, my interests, my hobbies, my desires, that just the images I see and the way I see the world and what I see, the colours I see, and things I enjoy. I always believed that art is a reflection of the things that make me happy and excited, and to explore the things that bring out that joy and wonder in me. And especially being an anime and manga fan, I love all this world building and all the characters and all these amazing like creations that you can express, to the point that as an author I love expressing my own characters and my own OCs and my own worlds that I also write about, and then putting them down as pen and pencil and then abstracting them, or just drawing regular pictures of them in the various situations that they find themselves in.
How long have you been creating?
So I feel I've been creating for a very long time. I sat my GCSE in art in 1996, got an A star, got awards. It was a wonderful time. But it was also a time of like strict family upbringing, and you know, you have to go get a job, and art was a hobby, and I was told that nothing would come of it. So I put away all my art supplies and I went to study science, and then I went travelling the world. And well, I went to travel Southeast Asia because, being like half Malaysian, I wanted to reconnect with my roots and connect with the world. And I was becoming more and more obsessed with anime and manga, and Korean cinema I was in love with, and I loved Thai cinema, and I loved all of it. And the more I spent time out there living and working in these places, more the images and everything came together. So when I returned to the UK, I decided, instead of pursuing the like hard science I was doing, I would go to university and pursue art history and art development. But alas, art history and art like degrees didn't include Southeast Asia, and I was really disappointed in this. And I'm also a massive film buff, as I said, that I was like madly in love with Korean cinema. So I wanted to do film history as well. So I combined the two and picked up art as just a side hobby. Then I went full into like research mode and like ended up doing 2 masters in Japanese culture. And by then, my love of anime and manga was so overwhelming. I wanted to start putting the worlds I was creating in my head to paper, and I wasn't quite ready to create a manga myself, but I wrote a book. And lo and behold, like, 10 years later, I was published. And then I thought, look, if my written work can be out there, then my art can be out there. And I started just exploring art, going to conventions, testing out the waters on Twitter. And I was like, oh my good Lord, like, I haven't, like, drawn like this in years. And then all of a sudden, like, a good 20 years later, maybe, it seems like that long, I was full, and it was like I'd never stopped doing art and never stopped finding reasons to express myself and the things I love.
Who or what are your biggest influences?
So, being an anime and manga fan, I believe that all my biggest like influences and the things that have inspired me are mangaka artists, and I love so many. Yuki Kaori, especially, absolutely love the styles of Yuki Kaori, Suichi Sakamoto, Yoshiako Amano. These I love Junji Ito as well. Just like I love the heavy line work, but I love the kind of androgyny to their male characters. And I love the beauty in the darkness, and also the darkness in the beauty. I mean, those are my biggest heavily influence. I'm also a big H.R. Geiger fan, and while I haven't got anywhere near the skills to do the airbrush techniques, I did used to love to paint like that. And I like to draw those kind of underlying creepy ideas, bit of Francis Bacon in there. And bizarrely enough, I really like Dutch Vanitas, that this whole like combining various things. I don't do it in oil. Acrylic paint is like my medium, but describing a moment of time via tumbled like objects and the rich colours they used through these, absolutely adore them. But yeah, like my influences kind of come from trying to recreate cinema and comic books, but through my own like interpretation, through my own mind, and that is mostly through my favourite anime and mangas. And Clamp, massive influence on me in the younger days, and still I think one of my favourite studios.
Do you have any goals or projects you look forward to?
I have so many goals and projects, it's unbelievable. For one thing, I would like to be able to sell my more abstract paintings here locally in Bath, like become part of the local art scene. I've done it a little bit and I look so out of place amongst all the lovely like watercolour artists and natural beauty artists and Somerset countryside paintings. And then there's me who comes in with neon spray paints and tentacles and jigsaw pieces glued onto like canvases, and so it looks a little bit awkward. I would like to see if I could do more comic book work. I'm trying to do a dyslexic moment. I'm trying to do a horror comic at the moment. I would like to do graphic novel. As I say, I'm a writer. I would like to do more artwork based on the writing I've done, and more Monster Boy zines. I'm very much into my Monster Boys and my tentacle Bashonins, because that was the world I grew up in. Yari is a big passion for me, and as someone who writes queer fiction and is queer and loves all that, I want to see more representation in all forms of media, and I'm just doing it my way with my own quirky designs. And quirky designs, I should say. And I'm really excited by getting my, like, my queer Monster Boy zine finally published and out there to sell at the conventions, as well as, like, paintings locally, and to create art books for all my writing projects. I've got so many things, and eventually maybe get the skills together to do my full-on graphic novel. But I'm a traditional artist, so it takes me ages to do everything. I'm very tech-phobic. It's a miracle I'm recording this. But I love drawing because I like the feel and the smell and the little noise it makes when you use pencil and pens. I love that scritch noise. And yeah, I've got so many projects and I'm looking forward to so many of them. But hopefully, first thing off the ground, Monster Boy zine, and then my short horror comic, and then moving on to doing some graphic novel stuff and illustrating the horror novel I'm currently writing.
What advice would you like to give to other artists?
My advice to other artists is, from my point of view, it's you're never too old to rediscover how wonderful art is, not just as a hobby, not just as a way to relax, but as a way to just feel like yourself. It's never too late to pick up a pen or a pencil or a brush and just explore your well-being, your emotions, your mind's creations, and just to not like let anyone tell you that, oh no, you're too old to make it, or like you shouldn't be painting those things, or why would you do that, you've got like a mortgage and a full-time job and all these adult things that you're meant to be doing. And it's actually really important for your mental health to find the things that make you happy and to draw the things you love. And I think you should lean on that. I think people and other artists should draw the things they love, and just continuing to find that nice, comfortable like realm that you exist in and enjoy your time in that. And if you do, other people will enjoy it because they'll see the love and passion coming through. And again, from my point of view, don't be intimidated if you're older refinding it, because the artist community is wonderful and they accept you, because if you love something and you're passionate and you want to share and be part of something, then they are so happy for you to be there with them. I do hope people enjoyed my little interview. It was lovely doing this. I hope I expressed myself well. And please come and say hello to me on my Twitter. But for now, bye-byes.
Thank you really much for your time, Zoe, and for being such a gem in the art community. Please support this wonderful soul by checking out her Twitter and shop links, which you can find in the description. If you're an artist yourself, feel free to reach me out to apply for an interview slot. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful week.